Hi there, and welcome to South Texas Literacy Coalition's Health Literacy Program, Kids in the Kitchen. My name is Dr. Ida Cunha Garza, and I'm the CEO. And today we have with us Laura McDermott, all the way from Laguna Vista. Hi, Laura.
Good
How are you
morning.
doing?
Hello. I am doing great. How are
And
you today?
we're going to share some more recipes with you. We've had some nice, cool days. It's time to, it motivates me to get back in the kitchen, and I need to start doing my holiday baking. But we're going to share some good information with you today, some tips, some ideas, some ways to save you money, and of course, always looking at your health. Okay. So, Laura, tell us a little bit about. I want to welcome Maria Solis. Hi there, Maria. Glad you're on. And I know several other people were on. I was looking at Facebook earlier, had listed. Maria Elena Valle is there. Hi, Maria Elena. Glad you're here. And we've got a couple of recipes that I think that you're going to like. Healthy, good for you, nutrient dense, and easy to do. That's the key. And some with things that you can have at home, and others that you can try different things. So Laura is going to show us how to do a homemade granola. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Today I'm going to be making some homemade granola, but before I start that off, I would like to wish Dr. Ida a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
You, Dr. Ida, and thank you for being such a special friend and an educator to the community. And thank you for all you do for all the kids out there and all the schools that benefit from your fundraising, from your hard work and your contribution. So cheers to you. Happy birthday, Dr. Ida.
Thank you so much. That is so special. So, a special birthday party online. Never had one before. 2020 is the year of firsts, right? For a lot of things. Thank you so much. Laura and I have been friends for many, 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 many years. And sometimes when she moved away, we would talk on the phone one day, and then we wouldn't talk for another month or two, and then all of a sudden we'd talk again, and it was just like where we left off. So I know that some of you have friends like that, and it's wonderful to have. So thank you so much, Laura. Love you to death. And let's see. Thank you. Everybody's wishing me a happy birthday. Well, today's my
Well,
birthday.
Ida, today actually I'm going to make something so special that it's going to be part of your birthday gift. It makes such a great gift. It's so
Hey,
nutritious. It's so easy. And once you make your own homemade granola, I really don't think you'll go back to buying it. But here's
right.
I'm going to be making your gift right in front of your eyes. So enjoy.
Okay. Sounds great. Go right ahead and get started.
Great. Well, today I'm going to be making a recipe that's adapted from the Cookie and Kate cookbook. And Cookie and Kate uses all kinds of natural ingredients, and her recipes try to focus on good health. So this is a really easy granola. It's made with items that most of you have in your kitchen, and if not, it's something that you can purchase quite easy and inexpensively. So this granola is made with oats, and of course they're heart healthy and they're whole grain.
Mhm.
It asks for 1.5 cups of some type of nuts, and those are high in omega-3. And I am using pepitas, which are the green pumpkin seeds. I'm also using a combination of pecans and walnuts. So I've got 1.5 cups of that combination. I have a 1/2 cup of maple syrup. And the good thing about this is that it's natural, it's sweet, and if you don't have pure maple syrup, you could use honey. The other item I have here is unrefined coconut oil. And this can be purchased just about anywhere. The only difference between unrefined and refined is that the unrefined is what we call pure or virgin, and it has the very strong natural flavor of coconut. If you cannot find it, again, you can turn to your regular coconut oil. And I found some at the dollar store actually, and it's pure coconut oil. And since you only need 1/2 cup, a small amount like this is just perfect.
Right.
I also bought the pepitas at the dollar store. They're sometimes difficult to find because they're usually a product of Mexico, and they're more common in Mexico. So I have purchased those, and so, those give it such a nice little crunch. I'm adding some craisins, and
Okay.
craisins for the chewiness, for the sweetness. And if you would prefer, you could also add raisins if that's something that you would like. Another option is coconut, and I'm using fresh coconut, and most of them are sweetened. And when I say fresh, I mean packaged fresh, but
Right.
most of them are pre-sweetened, or you could also use unsweetened. It asks for a dash of salt and some vanilla and some cinnamon. And this week I had processed some of my own cinnamon. So I do have fresh cinnamon. So
It sounds, it sounds delicious. And I'm going to go around my computer and raise the volume because I think I lowered the volume, but go right ahead and do it. I can just, my mouth is watering, okay?
Okay. Well, this type of granola, you can eat it straight with as a bowl of cereal with milk, or you can have it with yogurt, or you could sprinkle it on a salad, or just eat it as a snack. It's great. It's very, very tasty. My daughter's the one that made it for me recently, and once she did that, I never went back regular because I'm always trying to control sugars in my salts. So I'm going to start off with 4 cups of oatmeal. And I'm going to combine that with the 1.5 cups of nuts. And again, use whatever you may have at home. You might even try peanuts if you'd like. And to that, I'm going to add some cinnamon and stir that up a little bit. Quite easy. This is something your kids would enjoy making, and they would also enjoy eating.
And giving away. This would be a great gift for grandma and grandpa, right?
Well, it's a great gift for your friend's birthday too.
Yes.
So it asks for a teaspoon of salt. I'm always controlling my salt because of my my medical condition, and I've been very successful in just trying to limit it. So you can add up to the teaspoon, but the recipe does say don't omit it. So once I've tossed that up, then the next simple thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add coconut. That's optional. I'm going to add the coconut oil. And that's sweet and that's natural. And the oil also gives it an opportunity to toast up in the oven. Your oven is going to be at 350 degrees. And to that, I'm also going to add the vanilla. Now, how much more simple than that could you get?
That's amazing. And you're right, kids would love making this.
Now, the recipe does say if you'd like your raisins or craisins to be chewy, you may put them later, but I like a little bit of a cooked thickness and chewiness, so I'm going to add them now. If they're too clumpy, you may want to just cut them with a knife or with a pair of scissors. So if you can tell, this is pretty well mixed up, pretty simple. And if some of you would like your granola to be clumpy, you may want to go ahead and place it in a smaller dish and place it really close together so that it begins to stick. So that is it to the granola. And
Wow.
what I've done is I have lined a cookie sheet with a rim with parchment paper. And the reason you use the parchment paper is that you do not want the oil to stick and the gumminess to stick to the paper. You want it to stay on the oats. So you're going to place your combination of oats and cereal and all that goodness onto the cookie sheet. Now, can you believe that that only took, what, 5 minutes? Less than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
simple.
awesome. Yes.
I've always been a little selective about buying granola in the store because it is so high in sugar and different forms of fruit.
Yeah.
And this way you can control your sugars and all. If you'd like it to get clumpy, you're going to keep it together, and if not, separate this.
Okay.
You're going to place this in a 350-degree oven for about 21 to 24 minutes. Once you get to the half time, which would be about 10 minutes, then you're going to toss it around once more just to circulate all those oils and goodness. and you're going to place it in there for the remainder of the 11 minutes or whatever it may be. This makes such a great little snack. Great idea. So I'm going to share that with you. Ida, look at your birthday present.
Okay, that's beautiful. Great, great,
It's
great.
really delicious, and I know you'd love it. Again, make it your own. Add whatever you have at home, and be a good shopper by shopping wherever you may be. I love the HEB products, and that's usually what I try to stick with. And they also are one of our big sponsors and support our book drives and book funds and the education for kids all around the Rio Grande Valley. But for today, I did find this inexpensively, and the pepitas that I couldn't find at HEB, I did find them at the dollar store. So just buy what you can, use what you have, and make something so nutritious and so delicious. So that's the recipe for today.
I was going to say, you were talking about putting it close together so that it would clump up. That would be great if you're going to take it with you as a snack, because that way you can pick up little clusters of that, and then if you want it as a cereal, to use as a cereal, you can spread it out. So that's amazing. And I think I see in my brain it going from a snack to a trail mix too. If you added dried fruits and M&M candies or whatever, but there you go with the sugar. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere, getting some fresh air from this pandemic, getting away from being closed in, then that may be what you need to kind of keep going. So thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful gift. It's
okay. You can freeze this. It freezes beautiful. And you can place it in a container. It lasts quite a while. And now with Halloween coming up, you may toss in extra candies that you have.
Yeah.
The corn nuts or the
candy,
M&Ms or whatever you might have left over. It's a great way to make it sweet. But if you try to buy this at the store, it sure is expensive. So here's a great way to make some holiday gifts, make yourself a good nutritious snack, and have some fun with your children.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Ooh.
I will enjoy it. Great. That's wonderful. Well, I've been thinking about doing this recipe with you. I'm going to do spaghetti squash. Okay. And some people have used it and some people haven't. And I shared with a couple of people and they said, oh yeah, show us how to do that. And so spaghetti squash is from the winter squash family. It comes like this, and I'll suggest to you that when you bring it home, you wash the outside of it with soap and water, because it does grow in the ground and you don't know what it's been touching. And then you cut it in half, okay? Cut it in half. Now, I did a little research on spaghetti squash, and it's actually a fruit because it has seeds and it's produced from a flower. So much like avocados and tomatoes and other things, but some people call it vegetable noodles. Okay, spaghetti squash. It's a wonderful way to substitute pasta in your dishes. And 1 cup of spaghetti squash has 42 calories. And so, Leticia, welcome. Leticia Olvera says, looks so good. My 2-year-old granddaughter wants to make some. Thank you. So you've already got people motivated to make that granola. It's going to be amazing. So what I've done to this is I've cut it in half. I've taken the seeds out, and what you do, and this is a hard squash. This is like butternut. It has a hard shell. So you take your knife and you run it along the inside of that, and then that makes it easy to pull out the seeds. Now I'm going to save some of these seeds. You can toast the seeds. Actually, I want to plant it. I saw in where I bought this at HEB, by the way. And thank you, HEB, for being one of our great sponsors. Linda Tovar and Audrey Trevino and all of y'all. We love you guys. And we've been together for a very long time. But you see the seeds come out quickly. I have a friend here in the kitchen, and I don't know how he got in here. But anyway, so we've taken out the seeds and the pulp that comes with that. And so now what you do is you drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to use this. Just drizzle all around and the inside. This is going to be baked in your oven for about 40 minutes at 400 degrees, okay? And the surprise is yet to come. So drizzle it very, very well. And then, yes.
Dr. Ida, you've got a question here. Maria Ovaya wants to know if you have any tips for cutting that very thick skin of the squash.
The only way that it's going to come out without it being an accident getting ready to happen is when you bake it, and then it softens up. If you're going to just use the squash, sometimes putting it in the microwave to soften it helps. But if you try to peel it, I'm telling you, it's an accident waiting to happen because your knife goes all over the place because of the shape of it. So, I don't have any good ideas there. So I'm putting a little bit of kosher salt, putting a little bit of pepper, and you can use ground pepper if you like, or grind your own, whichever. And then we're going to use a cookie sheet without the parchment paper, and we're going to turn it the cut half down, okay? Now, this is important. And I have found that because of the thickness of the skin, it's better to use a big fork like you'd use with a carving fork and make several holes at the top. And this is to help the steam escape, okay? I'm going to do this on both of them. And it is difficult. You all know I have a bad shoulder, and this isn't the best for my shoulder, but it's working. And I just couldn't get a regular fork in there. So my oven is ready. We're going to put this in and let it bake for 40 minutes. Now, I had another one that I baked already. Let me get rid of some of this. Save my seeds. And by the way, if you're going to carve a pumpkin, save those seeds because you can toast them and have roasted pumpkin seeds. Okay, so the spaghetti squash is baked already. You can take a fork or you can take a spoon and look at that. And it just starts coming off all the way down from the peeling. And I've got a bowl here. I'm going to put some of this in so that you can see it.
You should make that easy. Very, very delicious.
It's I've had this before because, as I told you, as you know, I'm on a low carb diet. Needed to lose some weight. And my goal was to lose 10 pounds by my birthday, and I lost 16. So I feel pretty good about that. I still got a little ways to go, but So look at that.
Wow.
Now, in some places, the spaghetti squash is kind of an orangey color, and the more orange it is, the more vitamin A it has. So I'm going to do this side, and it just starts coming off like that. Now, this has in 1 cup, as I said, 42 calories. Let me put it down. And about 10 grams of carbs. Now, for me, 1 cup would be plenty, and it's about half of the carbs that I'm eating daily, and that's okay because I can adjust. Because one of the things about taking on a new lifestyle, and that's what I call it when you change your dietary habits. It's a new lifestyle. You can't ever go back to eating the way you did before, especially in the amounts, because you're going to go back to weighing what you did. So here is our spaghetti squash.
Yummy.
Doesn't that look good? And what I've done, and for my lunch today, I'm gonna have some spaghetti squash. I ground up a pound of ground beef, and I just browned it. Could have made meatballs, I guess. But I'm gonna take about a cup of this, more or less. Make a little nest in the middle. And I'm going to go over to my skillet. I added, now you can make your own, Italian sauce, do whatever you want to with it. I took canned Italian sauce, H-E-B brand, and just added some Italian spices, and I added a little bit more garlic and that kind of thing. And you let it simmer. The secret of Italian cooking is that you let things simmer. And this is why they say sometimes the sauce tastes bitter the next day, because the flavors have melded together, and it's wonderful. So here's my lunch. Do a little Parmesan cheese on the top, and maybe all around. And I hope you'll try this because it's an adventure. I have some Mexican basil here, dried, that I'm going to put on top. You could use fresh, but I didn't get a chance to. I forgot to go outside and get some from my garden. And so there's my spaghetti lunch with my spaghetti squash and a local Italian sauce to go with it. It's more like a marinara that I use. So that's as easy as you can get.
Absolutely.
You can. This will last in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. Most of the spaghetti squashes are as big as I showed you today. They're just that size. And so I haven't tried freezing it. I don't know how it would do frozen, But I've had some in the refrigerator before for, week and a half, 10 days, almost 2 weeks. And I go back and do different things with it. Okay. Sometimes I'll do sausage with it. And sometimes I'll do the spaghetti sauce with it. And sometimes just marinara. I've done shrimp with it. And so it's just an easy way to be able to, to mentally, there's an issue with when you change your lifestyle, the mental aspect of, I had spaghetti for lunch and I really had, spaghetti squash for lunch, but it helps you to kind of stay there and feel like you're not denying yourself. I was a pasta eater. I'm a bread lover. Oh my God, all of that stuff. And I have had to cut down. And I found that the benefits have been great. I don't have a lot of inflammation in my body anymore. So, just saying. So I want to say hi. Let's see who else. Melba Garza's on. Hi, Prima. And Leticia Olivares. Enjoy. You've got breakfast or a snack ready that Laura did. Here's my friend, and I wish he would get out of here. You can use that as a snack, and then try the spaghetti squash. It's wonderful. They have them in limited amounts. One of the things I do want to tell you is if you bring it home, leave it on the counter, because if you put it in the refrigerator, it tends to spoil quicker. Okay. But after it's cooked, it'll be okay. But when it's in the seed, it's got the seeds and all that stuff in there, it tends to spoil a little bit quicker. So leave it out and in a cool place. If you have a pantry or whatever, kind of dark, whatever, it's better that way. But enjoy it. I don't think if you have a big family, you won't have much left over. Okay. For me, it's just me, and sometimes my son comes and we'll enjoy it. But you'll enjoy this. One of the things I want to tell you also about the South Texas Literacy Coalition, and this is our health literacy aspect of it. We're having today and tomorrow, and it just so happened to fall on my birthday, so I think it's great because I'm going to treat myself. A Kendra Scott Give Back event, okay? And if you go to kendrascott.com, you can shop online, or you can shop at your local store, and a percentage of the sales will go back to the South Texas Literacy Coalition. So if you've got Christmas gifts coming up that you want to buy, if you've got a birthday gift that you want to buy, just treat yourself to something. They have lots of variety of things. They have wonderful, beautiful jewelry on hand. So we are part of their Kendra Scott Give Back event, and they are a big supporter of the community. So any purchase that you buy, a percentage of that will go back to the South Texas Literacy Coalition. And remember that every penny that we get stays right here in this area, okay? And so it goes right back out to the community. And also, I want to tell you that we'll have the 13 libraries in the Hidalgo County Library System participating in a virtual spelling bee on October the 22nd, and you'll be hearing more about that. We still are looking for sponsors, so if you'd like to sponsor one of the libraries or sponsor us in a way that we can do a care package for the library contestant, we're going to have a virtual event. It's going to be different. It's going to be by rounds and by points, and so it's a fundraiser for us. And we've had it, of course, on site with a lot of people, had a lot of fun with it. Going to be virtual this time, and that's okay. A different challenge for us, but we hope that you'll join us for that. And it's going to be fun watching everybody. And so we hope that it'll be successful, and we know that with your support it will be. So stay tuned for more information on that. But today and tomorrow, don't forget about the Kendra Scott Give Back event. We'd love to have you help us out and buy whatever you want to buy, a little gift for somebody, and a percentage of that comes back to help kids in the community and adults, families in the community with literacy skills. We have south of San Antonio, according to the last census, a 58% literacy rate. That means that 42% of our population is at some form of illiteracy. Can't read totally well, can't write totally well, can't understand contracts, can't read labels on food cans, can't read their medication instructions, that kind of thing. And it impacts, of course, our high school graduation rate. And so we want everyone to be at the highest level of literacy possible. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help promote that. And happy and honored that you all would help us do that particular reach that particular goal. So Laura, thank you for the wonderful recipe and the wonderful gift. I'm looking forward to receiving it. And my birthday cupcake. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And so you all have a wonderful weekend. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend. The weather has, the humidity's down, the weather's comfortable. So enjoy, do a little cooking at home, do a little baking at home, whatever you want to do, but enjoy, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance, and clean all your surfaces around. We're still in this pandemic and we don't know what's going to happen. So we can't let our guard down. Okay. We have to stay healthy. And so thank you all for watching. Thank you for being loyal fans of our program. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Okay. So until then, enjoy. And if you tried any of these recipes, let us know. Okay, we'd love to hear about it. We've got them on our website, and so they'll be posted there, and you can reach them there. Laura, any last comments?
I just hope you have a wonderful, happy birthday today. It looks like you're going to be celebrating with Italian food.
Exactly.
Enjoy today. Many more blessings and good years to you.
Thank you.
I want to encourage parents to make sure you read with your kids. Have them spell out some of the words. Have them write some of these recipes. Have them continue to be educated. It's very important that they don't lose the momentum of education. So encourage your kids to read, to spell, to write, and to not be illiterate. We want all of our kids to succeed. We want them all to be successful.
Absolutely. And I think if you have them help you make this spaghetti squash and say, we're going to make some spaghetti today. Okay. And by the time, when they start their classes at home, you put your spaghetti squash in the oven, and when it comes out, we're going to make some spaghetti. Well, that sounds good. And so when they see it, it looks like spaghetti. And I think they'll be more apt to taste it. It's very rich and it's nutrient dense. It's got protein. It's got, lots of fiber in it. It's got pantothenic acid, B vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin C, just all kinds of good stuff. So, enjoy. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Bye. Thanks for all the good wishes.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thanks.